I thank you for tuning in. Just waiting up for some more people to get on the stream before we keep going. Let's see. Looks like we got 13 people on. What's going on? I see everybody starting to tune in. I appreciate everybody that is tuning in. 10 million subs. That's funny. What's going on, Vontae? Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Taz? It's good to see you. Let's get it popping for sure. What's going on, James Dean? I appreciate you tuning in. What's going on? What's up, Carl? Thanks for tuning in. Been learning a lot from you, brother. Much appreciated. Hey, no doubt. I thank you for supporting, and I thank you for viewing and everything. So, looks like we got about 15 people in the live stream tonight. And so today what I want to talk is IT technical interviews, etiquette questions, and all that good stuff. Now I'm not an HR representative. I'm not an IT manager, but I have sat in on a lot of interviews. So the way I would like to do this live stream is kind of do it in the approach of letting you all ask questions on how I would answer the questions, or maybe give you my opinion on the question. Let's kind of keep it that way, because my ultimate goal is to help you think for yourself. You know, I don't want to give you my answers. What I want you to do is to be able to walk into interviews, be completely comfortable with the answers that you give, that you create on your own. So that's the goal. What's going on, Sean Ladon? What's popping? So that is my goal with this live stream. I do have a couple websites that I will list from Robert Half and Teksystems. So let me see. It's about 18 people on. Let me do a transition real quick. Okay, one of the first things I want to talk about is this is probably like the most common interview question that you'll often get asked. And I think I want to talk about this first before we even talk about interviews, because this is a common question that when you go into an interview, which they want to know is how you are, how you're going to interact with the team, how you're going to interact with the company, and all that good stuff. So one of the questions that I always try and think about is describe a situation when you had to deal with difficult customers. The reason why I want to start with this is because when you're going into an IT environment, especially an IT environment that's high demand. So if it's like a finance company or a medical company, in those two fields right there, whether it's banking or medical, you're going to have people that have high stress jobs, and if their system goes down, they need to bring it up immediately. And you are going to have to know how to handle that, whether you be a network engineer or you're a desktop support technician or you're the person on the phone handling the help desk calls. So what I want to take away from this live stream is for you to think about, okay, I'm walking into this interview. I need to be relaxed. I need to think about how I treat people, because the ultimate goal in life for me is to treat people how I want to be treated. And so when you're going into these environments, that's exactly how you should treat people. So the number one question that I want to start with first is going to be, describe a situation in which you had to deal with difficult customers. And with that being said, the first thing I would say is empathize. You know, somebody could really just be having a bad day. Let me do a transition real quick. You have to empathize. You know, someone could really be having a bad day, and you know, or they have a project that is due in an hour or tomorrow or something, and their system goes down. They don't have network connectivity or something like that, and so you have to empathize with them. And then you also need to communicate. You can't just work on a problem for an hour and not give your client or customer an update. You have to clearly communicate the issue, the outage, not only with the customer, but with your management and everybody on your team if it's a major problem. So always have communication first. So if the situation gets out of hand, the next thing we'll talk about is make sure that you calm the situation. Talk to those that are around you, let them know what's going on, whether it be your team, your management, and keep a calm and level head because work is going to be there tomorrow. So if the situation escalates, make sure you're doing everything and within yourself to be calm, communicate with the individual, and just do your part to make sure that you're getting the job done. And then if you're asked this question in an interview and you have zero work experience, give an example from like school or something where you had to deal with a difficult teacher or a difficult classmate and relate it from that aspect. Now, some people will say family, but I would kind of if you don't have to bring up your personal life in the interview if you don't feel comfortable. So just kind of keep everything professional because in a workplace environment, we often want to present our most professional selves when we're walking into these interviews. Now, I just want to address that. Let me get some of these questions and see what's going on. We got 19 people in this live stream, and I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Now, what's up, Taz? It says, what are your thoughts on the approach that past behavior predicts future behavior when it comes up in interview? People change, but I get what you're saying. Now, that's something you really need to ask yourself. I mean, I can't give you that answer because everybody's going to have a different outlook when it comes to that. Because, yes, that can be the case, but it can also not be the case because that means people will never get a second chance. You know what I mean? So you really have to be have an open mind when you walk into those type of situations and you're asked that question. What's up, Ryan K? Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're enjoying the live streams. What's up, Tyree Allen? Good to see you. What's going on? Said, love learning from another brother in IT. Subnetting like a boss helped me so much. Hey, yo, that's good to hear. I'm definitely glad that subnetting like a boss helps you. I would like to continue that series with VLSM. I'll do it shortly. It's coming. It's in the works. It's coming. I've got a whole lot of things on my list, but it's definitely coming. So let's see. Nathan Pruitt. What's up, Dewan? Caught me in the middle of a practice exam. Hey, I'm just glad you stopped in for a minute, Nathan. Get back into that exam. Keep grinding. Keep doing your thing. Salute. Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Radio J 757? Thanks for the time, brother. No doubt, no doubt. Yo, what's up, Mike? Good to see you, fam. He says, what do you feel about appearance in an interview? Dress code, clean shave, or beard, or goatee? Okay. Now, appearance in an interview. First off, what type of environment is it? Is it a manufacturing environment? To me, I wear a suit to every interview. I don't care if it's McDonald's. That's just the way my mom raised me, and that's the way I carry myself. Now, some people are going to put on some slacks or some khakis and a button-up. But if you're meeting with a director or CEO, you should be in a suit. Facts. You have to give the respect to the position. So to me, if I'm meeting with a director or a CEO, I'm definitely wearing a suit and a tie. That's just the way I carry myself. And the suit should be black or blue. And for women, I don't really know. We'll see what Teksystems says. I might have to have somebody else be an expert on that because that's something I can't tell you what to do. Even Teksystems. Let me pull this up real quick before we keep going. I'm gonna transition this. Let me see if I can zoom in. All right, so this is what Teksystems says about interview dress etiquette. It says take your cue from the company culture. Like I said, take your cue from the company culture. Do your research on the company, what type of environment that you're walking into, and that's the way you want to dress for your initial interview. But it says also at least dress one step up. So if they're wearing t-shirt and jeans, you maybe want to wear some khakis and a polo or something like that. If you're not familiar with the company or industry, scour the company's website and LinkedIn profiles for employee pictures. With that being said, let me transition real quick. With that being said, always do the background, do heavy research on the company that you're interviewing for. Because another question, I'm gonna continue on with the rest of your question, Mike, but I want to carry this on real quick. Because whenever you walk into an interview, another common question that you're going to ask, can you tell me what you know about this company? So don't be the person that walks into the interview and says, well, I don't know, I just kind of applied for the job, or I'm not really sure, what your company has to offer. Be the person that goes on the website, does the research on the company, looks up the latest news on the company, and just know how to answer that question for yourself. Don't just walk into the interview blind on the company that you're applying for, because you may even do research on the company and decide, what, this company might not be for me. So definitely don't waste their time, and don't waste your own time either. Now, Mike said clean shave or a beard and goatee. Okay, I mean, a beard and goatee, that's you. Now, if you're walking into I don't know, if you're trying to be in the military or something, they're going to make you shave. That goes back to look up the company culture that you're working for. But for me, when it comes to goatee and all that stuff, I don't have a problem. When I got a beard, I keep a beard. Now, when I got out the military, I would always shave for interviews. But then I was like, you know what, this is me. I don't really want to shave anymore. I'm just going to make sure I have it clean, groomed, and I look presentable when I walk in this interview. So that's my take on that. What's up, Ronald Green? Do you think it's worth getting security? Hey, Ronald Green, I'm gonna get back to that question. That's a great question. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check real quick. Do you think it's worth getting the Security Plus now before the new one is released in October? I mean, there's going to be a ton of documentation and books right now for the current Security Plus. Now, when a new Security Plus comes out, you may have to wait a little while before you actually do that. But right now, I'm going to talk interview questions. So if you're asking interview questions and interview topics, those are the ones I'm definitely going to address. The rest of us will say for next live stream. Sorry about that, but I'm definitely going to answer all these questions that I can. So what's up, Leroy Barnes? What's up, Muhammad? Muhammad says, how can you convince them to hire you in an interview if you have not gotten experience? And also, thank you for these videos, Dewan. Yo, no problem, Muhammad. How can you convince them to hire you for a job? Now, the first thing you need to do when you apply for that job is look at the level and the years of experience that they're asking you to have and the job qualifications that they require you to have. Let's say they have 0 to 3 years of experience. Well, if you have 0 years of experience, you qualify in that aspect. Now, if they ask you to have an A plus and you don't have an A plus, well, you're gonna have to convince them that you have A plus knowledge in order to get that job. Now, if they're asking for you to have a CCNA, it's gonna be kind of hard to get that job with 0 experience and no CCNA. You get what I'm saying? Because that does require a higher level of understanding of networking than something like the A plus or something like that, or ITIL. But when it comes to experience, make sure that whatever experience that you have, do some volunteer work to get some experience. Start with small organizations to see if you can help them out, whatever organizations that you're a part of, whether it be Boy Scouts, whether it be Girl Scouts, whether it be church. Volunteer there and do some networking just to have something on your resume. If you're in school, volunteer in the computer lab, and you can also put all that in your resume. And also, if you're volunteering, that will look great on your resume. So let's see. Dennis D, what's going on? Finally caught you live. Yo, I appreciate you tuning in, homie. It's definitely what's up. Let's see. Dennis said, agreed. And Carlos, long sleeve button up with a tie, dress slacks, and nice dress shoes. Then take notice what others wear. Culture. I agree with Carlos. Hey, you're gonna look real sharp in that, Carlos. I'm sure you're gonna be dressed to impress. That's what's up. Now, Dennis says you can't go wrong with a suit. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a suit, But I forget what the 2 Chainz song is. It said, dang, I forget what he said, but basically 2 Chainz like wore a tuxedo to like, I don't know, some type of job like McDonald's or a McDonald's interview or something. So you can't overdress in an interview, but if you're confident, you're clean, you're groomed, and you know what you're talking about, it doesn't matter. So, and actually, I forget the Pursuit of Happiness, the guy that actually the character was about. But when he got his job, you know, he was like homeless, didn't have a suit, went in there dirty, all this stuff happened to him, and he still got the job because he was able to explain his situation and clearly let them know that he can do the job. So if you don't have a suit, I understand life happens. We can't. If you don't have a job, sometimes you don't have a suit and you can't afford a suit. So wear what you have. Just wear the best thing that you have. That's all you can really do. And go in there and be confident in your abilities. Research the company, research job requirements, and just go in there and knock it out. Let me get to these questions because they're starting to come in quick. Let's see. R. Logan, fan of your work. Just seeing that you live. Thanks, bro. You're an inspiration. No doubt, R. Logan 83. I appreciate you for tuning in. Jeremiah Wheeler. You think anyone can do this with study and the right material to get to CCNA? Yeah, I'm not gonna say anybody can get to CCNA, but if you apply yourself and you work on those exam topics and you do everything you need to do, yeah, you can get to CCNA. It's possible. What's up, Franklin? What's going on? Please, do you put up your live videos later? Yeah, so my live stream from Tuesday and Monday are both posted, and this one will be posted also. Let's see. Benjamin, what's up, fam? I stopped shaving 2 years ago and I only trim my beards. Yo, Benjamin is a perfect example. He's out there grinding in the field. He has a beard. I know a ton of people that have beards and they go to interviews with beards. So definitely. All right, let me see. Tyree Allen, when they were asking for 3 to 5 years experience and you are working with 0 to 1 year experience, is it worth still pursuing the IT opportunity? Yes, Tyree Allen. Let's say you graduate college and you have an associate's degree and you have like a CCNA, or you have your associate's degree and you're applying for a job that requires you to have 3 to 5 year experience. It's gonna be hard to get that job, but I'm gonna tell you to apply. All they can do is tell you no. You know, if you feel you meet the qualifications, truly meet the qualifications, meaning that when you look at that job description, you're able to say, um, okay, I can answer everything or I understand and can do the job well, then I will apply for that job for 3 to 5 years with 3 to 5 year experience. Like I said, all they can do is tell you no. So that's just my take on it. Now, 7 to 10 years, you might want to hold up. You know what I mean? So let me see. Leroy Barnes, do you see a lot of junior admin positions out there? Seems like it jumps from entry to level to senior positions. You know, I'm not sure where you're searching, Leroy. It depends on your area, and you have to understand job titles. Having a clear understanding of job titles when it comes to junior admin, a system admin, or let me see, level two. If you see like level two positions, level one positions, those are going to be your mid level after the entry level. So level one, let's say network engineer level one, that's going to be like your entry level, and then level two will be like your mid level. So kind of look at that. But even the company, if it's a smaller company and they say network engineer level two, it's probably going to be more senior. So you have to really understand job titles and job structure in companies, whether they're large corporations or they're medium-sized businesses or small size businesses. So that's just that. Now let's see, Vontae. He answered my question. That's what's up, Vontae. Glad I could answer that question, homie. What's up, Kevin Fong Yeet? He said, I watched your last recorded live stream. You did and love the insights I was able to take from the discussion. Just want to say thanks for doing this for the IT community. Hey, no problem, Kevin Fong. I thank you for tuning in and watching the live stream. Now, let's see, Kevin helps people like me who don't have much people in person to talk to about these things with. Hey, I mean, I'm just glad to, have the time to be able to do this. My kids out here playing in the back, but it's cool. That's what they do. That's what kids do. So I take an hour to give y'all, my time to help out. Daddy. Hold on. What's up, big man?
They play over there.
No, right now, okay? All right. Let me see. Now, I'm going to get back to these questions. I want to go over here to some of these websites that I have listed so we can kind of discuss that. Okay, so the first site I want to go to is going to be Robert Half. Now, Robert Half and Teksystems are two of the largest recruiting companies in the States, pretty much. And they often give you interview job tips and different resources to help you in your career. And so what I have here is Robert Half's common job interview questions. And what they mention is that preparation is critical. Definitely, if you're applying for a job and you have been called to interview, definitely do your research on the company. Definitely do your research on the position and know what's on your resume. Don't just put stuff on your resume and not be able to explain that. It's very important for you to be able to prove what you put on paper. Now, it also talks about common interview questions. It says, "Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?" In this, you basically present yourself in a very professional light. Talk about your past experience and how you got to this interview, and basically explain your experience to get to this interview. That's what they want to know. I mean, you want to talk about your family and all that stuff. You're opening the door for things that um, are not really important. This is a job interview, so kind of focus on that. All right. The next one is, why do you want to work for this company? And it says your response should demonstrate that you have researched the organization. And that's very true. I can't stress this enough. Make sure you research the company. Now, another question. This is a great question. What are your strengths and weaknesses? A lot of times they'll ask you, what is your weakness? What you want to do is give them a weakness, but how you're managing that weakness. Like, let's say you are the type of person that says yes often. So throughout your day, you're working, different tasks come along, and you just want to help everybody that you can. Then all of a sudden, you have too much on your plate, and you're not getting anything done. So in that type of situation, you need to say, hey, um, I say yes, I take on a lot of tasks because I love to help people, and that can be a weakness at times. So what I make sure I do is manage my time efficiently. And I make sure that if I have a problem, I communicate, and I document everything that I'm working on my task so I can keep a good time management schedule. That's how I would handle that. Now, somebody else may have a different opinion, but that's just how I would handle that question. And then, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Are you the type of person that plans out your um, day, months, year, 3 years, 5 years, kind of be prepared for a question like that in an interview? And then, do you have any questions? Always have questions in the job interview. I mean, a question that you may be thinking now. Let me transition. Okay, let me transition real quick, and I will. Let me see. All right. So always have questions. A lot of times people will say, "Should I ask about money in an interview?" Honestly, uh, I don't. I don't ask about money in an interview. I may talk to the HR person before the job, to know where we stand before we even get to the interview. But when it comes to in the interview, I don't really think it's professional to bring up money unless they bring it up, because sometimes they will ask you what are you making now, or what is your salary that you require to live. So don't ask that type of. Well, I do not ask that type of question in an interview. Now, another thing you want to ask is, what are your potential for learning in the company? That's something that you want to make sure that you ask when you're in these interviews, because it shows that you have interest in learning and growing in the position that you are seeking, because companies really love a person that is constantly trying to grow and evolve. So think of questions like that to ask whenever you're on the interview. Now let me get back to these questions real quick. What's up, Jesse T? Let me see. KP Baby 23. He says, when is the perfect time to move from help desk to junior network admin or junior systems admin? Is there a certain amount of years you need help desk before making the transition? Um, Here's the question. If you're on the help desk now, are you able to advance in your current company? Are you working with the junior admins or the system administrators now to learn what they actually do, to work directly with them or help them communicate with them to kind of get your foot in the door in the company that you're at now? Now, are you doing that? That's what I would ask, because I know I've been in positions to where I work not directly, but I communicate often with network engineers or system admins, and that communication will lead to a mentorship where they're mentoring me and helping me, and that experience and knowledge that I gain from them helps me get to my next position or grow in the company that I'm in. So that's just something to think about. What's up, Jesse T? Says most of the IT jobs out there require you to be in and out of server rooms, under desks, outside. So interviewing a suit in time might be a bit much. Jesse T, that's not always the case, but yes, a lot of companies will require you to do that. But what you have to understand is that this is an interview where you're presenting yourself in your most professional image. And that's what's really important. So, yes, you may have to crawl under the desk, but I know companies that will have you wear a shirt, um, wear like a polo shirt or, business casual. Let's say business casual, and you still got to crawl under the desk, so that's just how that goes. Now, let's see, Jeremiah Wheeler. Would you recommend CCNA and CCNA certificate to anyone, especially if they are willing to study with absolutely no experience? What I recommend, let me see. Yes, but what I recommend more is for you to find a field that you actually are interested in. That's the most important thing for you to do. The certification is good, but finding a field that you're interested in, that's in demand in the job market that you're in, or the job market that you desire to be in, will be more beneficial to your career. That's just something to think about. Let's see, Ed Torres, the one on the interview, is it more common to be asked a few dozen command questions or to configure a router switch? It all depends on the position. I haven't. I don't believe that I've ever really been asked command questions, because being asked command questions will is kind of twofold, because you can actually use the question mark. A lot of people don't always remember the full command on how to do something, but they'll remember how to do something. So when you're I don't really want to tell you not to memorize commands. I think knowing the theory and having a true understanding of how to configure something or how to resolve a problem, what commands to enter, how for instance, if you're asked on a network engineer position, a lot of times you'll be asked about different administrative distances. You'll be asked how to configure a summary route. You'll be asked how to you'll be asked different port numbers. You'll be asked, how to configure access lists, or how those work. What's the extended access list? All that good stuff. So it's not necessarily about commands when it comes to that. Shonda Dunn, what about technical questions? Let me see. I think Teksystems has some technical questions. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, the technical questions are going to be specific to the job that you are applying for. If you're applying for a help desk position, they may ask you about IP config. They may ask you about how to force group policy on a desktop. They may ask you how do you unlock accounts in AD. They may ask you something like that. So those are the type of questions that I will focus on, which will be probably A plus base, MCP, Microsoft Certified Professional, MTA based level questions on the help desk. And then once you're in like Security Plus, they're going to ask you about port numbers, different procedures in the data center, different security procedures. They're going to ask you those type of questions. And then for sysadmin, they're going to ask you, different AD, DNS questions, and all that good stuff. And then for network engineer, of course, they're going to ask you route switch questions, firewall questions, and all that good stuff. May ask you some like SolarWinds questions, Python questions, and stuff like that. So let me see. On this guy, he said, I always get razor bumps when I shave. I try everything, but still nothing works for me. Any idea? I'm black. Hey, in the military, I used to get razor bumps too. I got what you call a shaving waiver. Anybody that's on the live stream can definitely agree with that. The shaving waiver is everything for you. If you get razor bumps, what I would do is shave as low as possible. If you don't want a full beard, you want a shadow, make sure it's clean, lined up, and you look presentable. If you want to rock a beard, make sure it's clean, lined up, and you look presentable. Don't stress out over it, because ultimately when you're in that interview, the right company for you is who you want to work for. You don't just want to work for any company, you want to work for the right company for you and your career. That's something that I would take with that. Let's see, Jesse T. Uh, let me go back. Let me see. All right, Jesse T. It says after interviews, I always ask if I don't get accepted for this position, is there anything I can do during the transition to be better prepared for this position? Do you do that, Jesse T? Do you do that after the interview, or do you send that to HR? How does that work? Also, do you follow up with a thank you letter? Let me mention that too. Whenever you're in an interview, often I will ask for like a business card of the hiring manager that I interview with. And if they don't have a business card or something like that, what I will do is I will email a thank you letter, thanking them for taking the time out to interview me. I will email that to the HR representative or the recruiter that I was communicating with directly. That's always good etiquette to let them know that you're thankful for them taking time out to speak with you, to find out about you, and to talk about the position that they're offering. So that's just something that I always do. It said, Franklin, you are an inspiration, a fountain of knowledge. Stay blessed. Yo, thank you, Franklin. Much love. Jesse T, it says, HR eats that up like cake. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Let's see. Radio J 757. Do companies require any testing before and after an interview to prove you have skills? Yeah, I have been on interviews to where I had to actually configure something, or I had to take some type of test on a computer to prove my level of knowledge. And sometimes even before the interview, you will have to do some type of screening process. So yes, like I said, whatever you have on your resume, whatever's in that job requirement, job description, make sure that you have some type of knowledge on it. Even if you never touched the protocols, or even if you never touched anything that's listed, make sure you Google it to have some type of understanding, YouTube it or something. Don't go in there and fake it. Be like, well, I don't have much knowledge of this protocol or this procedure, but I did research it, and I do have sort of an understanding to be able to figure it out. And I would love to learn. So if you put me in an environment, I would definitely do my best to learn as much as I can. Let's see. Vontae, I'm planning on going to obtain an IT certificate and an e-commerce certificate. Will these certifications be valuable so that I can gain experience and begin freelancing? Um, that's something I'm not. I mean, anytime you get an IT certification, Vontae, what I would do is research the certification in your area, see what jobs require you to have that certification, and that will definitely let you know what jobs you will definitely be qualified for. So that's the way I would approach that. Once you get your certificates, see how the demand for those certificates. Um, the live stream that I had Monday on how to get an entry level IT job will definitely list out how you can be use those certificates and how you can research on websites like Indeed for jobs. All right, I'm gonna pause on the videos real quick. On the questions, and I'm gonna go back over here to this. Let me see. This is Robert Half. So we'll go over here to Robert Half, and we'll talk about some of these interview questions too. Okay, so now that we are back over here to Robert Half, I will put all these links in the description to help you find good questions and how to answer them, how to prep for them. Now, you don't want to answer these questions exactly like the website, but these questions are meant to give you something to think about when you are going into these interviews. Not for you to memorize these answers, but for you to come up with your own answers and your own experiences to be able to answer these questions effectively. Now it says, can you tell me about a recent project or process that made you better, faster, smarter, or more efficient? And it says you need IT professionals who understand the big picture impact of their work. Yeah, let's talk about that. So, actually, today I was speaking with someone, and they were talking about what is it to be a leader, or what does it take. One of the characteristics of being a leader, and a lot of times it's not about your job title, it's not about the position. So when you're in IT, whether you're on the help desk, desktop support, network engineer, IT manager, everybody's role in the organization is important. You know, if you don't have someone on the help desk, who's going to work the tickets? And then it just filters up for there. So again, this book here by Robert Greene, Mastery, you know, mastering the level that you are at. So this is kind of off of this question, but what I'm saying is that don't focus on the position that you're in or the position that you're requiring to feel like it's not what you want to do. Just focus on mastering and learning as much as you can and taking and having pride in the work that you do, because all of us, once we get to a certain level, look back at, wow, you know, I could have did this better, you know, or you know, I gave that everything I had. You know, one of my old directors tells me about how when he worked on desktop support, and it's the best job he ever had. You know, because he got to interact with people, he got to help people every day, and that's something he was very passionate about. But now that he's in a director position, he doesn't have that same fulfillment in his job that he got from solving people's problems and communicating with people. So that's something to just take in mind. Now, let me see. Now, to go back to that question on projects and processes, candidates should be able to explain how their efforts made a difference for their employers. Your efforts always make a difference. I don't care what job you do, you should take pride in it. I will stress that over and over. All right, let me see. Number two, I won't go through all of these. I'll definitely put the link in the description so you can check these out for yourself. And do more research. There are other websites out there that will tell you different interview questions, different interview examples, because oftentimes I've been on interviews that I've been asked the same question in numerous interviews, and it's because a lot of times managers will just go on these websites and, you know, kind of take these questions from here, and then they'll have an idea how people should answer the question. So All right, it says you just been assigned a project involving new technology. How would you get started? All right, and it says this question will give you insight into how people handle technology products with which they have less expertise. So, in other words, let me transition back over. In other words, when you're in a position and you receive a project and you don't know how to get it done, how will you handle it? You know, are you going to be one of those people that gets overwhelmed and not able to complete the task? Or are you going to be one of those people that effectively um, find out a way how to complete the task, whether it's Google, whether it's asking a mentor, whether it's calling the vendor, whether it's reading the manual. There's so many ways to get it done. Now, you don't want to be those people that's constantly asking your coworkers for help. You don't want to be that guy. So if someone helps you, document, the help that they gave you. So that way you don't have to ask them the same question twice, because nobody likes that, to be asked the same question like, hey, I already helped you with this. So be the guy that, okay, he helped me with this before. Let me go to my OneNote and search this question or this problem, and then I can answer it. And you can effectively communicate that in the interview whenever you're asked this type of question. So let me get back to these questions in this live stream. All right, so where we at? All right, I think we're at Marty. Marty Nickison, he says, honestly, I'm black. Get the wall shaver. Okay, cool. Hey, thanks for helping out, honest guy, Marty. It says, do you have to shave every day? That's a good question. Some people do have to shave every day. Like, they got a shadow by lunch. So that's a good question, honest guy. I think Marty can definitely help you out with that. It says, Taz Brown, research all aspects, including knowing the background of the interviewer. Oh, man, that's pretty deep. I never really researched any interviewers like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I never really done that. I think that's kind of, for me, I mainly focus on the company, but I guess depending on the position that you have, if you're going into to be like a director and you're getting interviewed by somebody higher than a director, a regional manager or whatever, I would probably research that person, because a lot of people would like to know that you know about them. So it probably would feel good in that aspect for them. Let me see. Taz Brown, LinkedIn will be an excellent resource for getting background on the interviewer. I guess since 2017, you definitely, because they're looking on your LinkedIn to find out your background. So I guess you could do the same thing for them. That makes sense. That's probably some good advice, Taz Brown. That way you could kind of, I don't know, give them some compliments to say, hey, well, I heard you're from blah, 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 or you went to such and such. So yeah, that's probably some good advice. Let's see, Ed Torres. Robert Half is all over San Diego job boards. Lots of military bases here. I have round 2 of the CCNA soon. Hey, thanks for the tips. Hey, no problem, Ed Torres. Good luck with that CCNA. I definitely salute you for getting on that grind. So I definitely, whatever I can do to help, please just let me know. And Jesse T, money is better suited for the second interview. Even in the second interview, I don't bring up money. That's just me. To me, money is something I either discuss before with the HR person, because they're the ones that pretty much are going to handle that portion. A lot of times you bring up money and management, will kind of defer that question. I just don't bring up money. That's just me. I'm not, maybe others in the live stream could input that, but just for me, I don't bring up money in interviews. That's just how I handle that. Let's see. Taz said, let the recruiter or employer bring up the money topic. I agree with Taz. You definitely let the recruiter. Well, you can ask the recruiter about money. I mean, the recruiter is there to make money, and you got to make sure that you get money whenever you're working with recruiters. But whenever you're offered a position, that's when you would negotiate money. But before then, you should be asking the HR representative or the recruiter that you're working with, so you'll have an idea what this position offers. And actually, you can actually go on Glassdoor.com, and I can pull that up. Let me see, and I'll show you all on how you can find what jobs are paying in certain areas. So let me see, help desk. and I'll just pick a random city. Help desk support, and let's say let's do let me think, Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to the Buckeyes. And so when you go here on Glassdoor, you will see the estimated salary, and then it also tell you different feedback of the company from employees that left these companies. Glassdoor is a great site to get reference from. So if you've never used it, check it out. I use it all the time whenever I'm not sure what a position may offer or what a company has to offer. So go ahead and feel free to check out Glassdoor. I'll put that link in the description too. All right, let's see. Vontae says, I'm wondering if an asset to be integral into the community. I am able to communicate in English, Spanish, and hey Vontae, 3 languages. Salute to you. That you're definitely valuable to a company. That would definitely get you some extra money. So salute to you for knowing 3 languages. That's what's up. All right, Marty Nickison, Jesse T. Focus on selling yourself in the interview as that unicorn when they make an offer to counter 10% or more. I agree. I totally agree with you, Marty. Now, we were on Glassdoor. Let me see, is there any more interview questions? All right. Nah, I think that's it. Because we got about 13 more minutes on the live stream, and I want to make sure that I cover everything. So I'm just trying to going over these different websites. Let me see. I think another one will be avoid these topics during the interview. This would definitely be something that I would take a look at on Teksystems. It says, while you want to learn if this position is a good fit for you, certain topics are considered taboo during the interview. These include salary and benefit conversations. So Teksystems clearly states here that they suggest that you don't bring up salary and benefits during interviews, and whether you can take leave for that long summer vacation that you have planned. Now that one, I don't know how I really feel about that, because if you do have something, say they have a project coming up and they let you know that this huge project is coming up, you might want to let them know that, hey, I do have this plan and I just want to let you know in advance, because it may be something that you have that's extremely important. So I kind of don't know how I really feel about it, but if they suggest it, maybe you don't bring it up. And it says you'll have time to figure those issues out once you have an offer in hand. Okay, so that's what Teksystems says. Let me see. Let me switch this back over real quick. Get back to these questions. All right, honest guy, Marty, have you? Okay, Taz, it says, never answer how much do you make now in your current position. It's a trap. Yeah, I mean they can know how much you make. I mean, there's ways for them to find out how much you actually make. I've never not answered. you know, I mean, I guess when I do answer, I don't know. I never not answered that question. I don't even know how it would look if I didn't answer that question. So, what's up, big man?
And Mom about to be here
in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. Yeah, now, I'm not sure how I would answer that question. So, what's up, George? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of questions in here. We got to IT career question. What's up, Zach? Good to see you, family. Thanks for tuning in. There's a lot of questions in this chat. I'm trying to get back up here. Let me see. What's up, Leroy Barnes? It says, are you seeing a lot of jobs where you are flexible about coming in the office, working from home once a week? Yeah, there's a lot of jobs. I would think entry-level jobs like help desk, desktop support, not so much. But when you start being like a network engineer, maybe some sysadmins, not so much, but there are positions like that. Depends on your area, depends on your market, and it depends on the culture of the company. So, That's that. Now, Marty Nickison says, don't wear a Rolex to an interview, even if for a six. I don't have a Rolex, so I don't think I would have that problem. All right, it was a knockoff. All right, Derek, what's going on? Hey, Dewan. Much respect from Barbados, all the way from Barbados. That's what's up. Thanks for tuning in. It says, what is a good link for CV to be when sending it to job applications? Um, I was always told in the beginning that your resume should be like one page, but that's not true. I mean, don't have a 5-page resume, maybe 3 pages max, maybe 3 pages max. So try to get all the meat and potatoes that they require for the job into your resume, and all the extra stuff save it for another resume that requires those meat and potatoes. So tailor your resume for the job that you're seeking. That's what I say. You can use the same resume for all of them if you want, but you will have better luck by tailoring your resume for that specific job. Being creative with the things you've done in your career, documenting everything, and knowing, okay, I've done this, this, and this. I qualify because I've done this, this, and this. Put on your resume. That will help you stand out in the crowd. Now, let's see. Carl, it says, how hard is it to get an entry-level position with no company? Hey, Carl, if you watch my video from, what was it, Monday, how to get an entry-level IT job, I discussed this fully on how you can be successful in achieving the job. So let me know what you think. Hit the like button, share it out too if you enjoy it. Ms. Carlos, how to negotiate a salary for a job whose range differs by 30K from low end to high end when you are above preferred qualifications. Ask for the salary you want. That's how you negotiate. I mean, now if they ask you, let's say you were making 40K, the position is from, I don't know, 50K to 70K, and you're asking for 60K. Now, if you tell them you were making 40K, some companies will feel a certain way about paying you that 60K because that's almost what? That's over 50% of what you were making previously. Is it 50%? I don't know. It's a lot more because most companies, when they hire you from another company, depending on that market that you're in, they try and stay between like 10 and like 25% and are hard to budge beyond that because you have to prove to them that you're worth what you're asking for. But ask for what you want. That's what I say. All they can do is tell you no. Now let's see. Jesse T, the one at the end of the interview when they asked if I have any questions for them. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Jesse. I lost a job because of that. Dang. Hey, sorry about that. Honest guy, he said he actually lost a job. Okay, man. Do you have any questions for us? Never. and never say no. Yeah. Okay, so honest guy basically said he lost a job because he asked for money. So yeah, I wouldn't do it. I don't do it. So Marty Nickison, just to T one question. Okay, they're talking about for cool. Yo, Zach, IT career questions. Look, man, all you got to do is say you want an interview and the company's gonna hire you, boss. Hey, if y'all don't know Zach, let me pull him up real quick. This is my man, 100 grand. I definitely got to show him love. If you all are on the live stream, you know the things that I'm talking about. I am no professional. This guy right here is a professional. Let me pull him up. He's my homie, and he's an amazing person. He's been showing me love since I've been on YouTube. And if you all could, check him out, please. Zach, IT career questions right here. Check him out. That's my man's. Check him out. I'll put his link in the description. Thanks for tuning in, Zach. Let me see. Let's get back over here. Transition that. All right, so let's see. Just the snap. IT career. Yeah, that's family. Let me get back down to these questions. Man, trying to catch up. Where am I? There's a lot of questions in here. We got like 5 minutes left. Sorry if I can't get to everyone, but I'm definitely doing my best. I made a mistake. I owned it. All right, it says, okay, cool. Money. Okay, cool. All right. Marty says, apply with a customer tailored to the job resume and customer cover letter. Bonus points if you have a blog or vlog. Hey, that's pretty cool, Marty. That's what's up. Yeah, excellent. Okay, yeah, IT career questions definitely. Zach has excellent content on his channel. All right, Romeo. Just to let you know, his videos help me get to my first job. Hey, that's what's up. I'm always saying his name. Okay, thank you. Hey, no problem, Zach. Hey, I'm here to help, man, and I thank you for helping me, bro. That is what's up. Zach is a cool dude. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's you got that. All right. Just like IT careers, I'm here to help, but we love chopping it up with the IT family. No doubt, Marty. No doubt. And I have mad respect for Doc Lightfoot. Hey, thanks, Marty. I got respect for you too, fam. I appreciate that. All right, Vontae, Romeo. I guess that sounds interesting since you work for airlines. Okay. IT career questions. Zach says, if someone asks me the same question twice, I email them. Okay, cool. Hey, what's going on? I'm reloading. Good to see you, family. Let me see. Yo, there's a lot of questions in the stream. I got like 4 minutes before I'm gonna log off. I'm trying to get to everybody, but I'm definitely doing my best to get there. Carlos said money analytics because knowledge base as well. Definitely. Yo, Marty, I'm gonna have to check your page out, fam. Let me see. Let me pull up Marty real quick. Okay, cool. Yo, Marty, I just subscribed, yo. I definitely subscribe. We're gonna have to link and chop it up. I thank you for tuning in and supporting and dropping this knowledge in the chat. Definitely. So, and matter of fact, let me go ahead and link you. So everybody, check out Marty's page because he's definitely let's see. Here's Marty's page right here. I believe it's you. I hope this is you, Marty. I'll definitely. I hope this is you. I believe this is you. So let me see. If not, I'll make sure I get the right page. Or this is it. Okay, yeah, this is it right here. So yeah, everybody check out Marty's page and subscribe to him. He's very helpful. So there we go. My bad. I'll put the right link in the description, Marty. All right, let's see. Hey, what's up, Cynthia? Thanks for tuning in. It says good to see you tonight. How do you prepare for IT interviews? I'm not sure if I answered that in the beginning, but to prepare for IT interviews, I think the beginning of this live stream pretty much answered all that. But the main thing you want to do is research the company, know what's on your resume, and research the position that you're applying for. You do those three things. Research the company, have a true understanding of the job that you're doing and the company, their business model and their business model and the job that you're doing. And maybe some of their history too. It's pretty cool to mention their history in their latest news. And next, your resume. Your resume is very important, knowing what's on that, so you can basically back up what's on there in the interview. Next is going to be your the job description, knowing what the job actually requires, the job description, and knowing that you meet the requirements and how to answer the questions in the interview. Now, let me get here. HR branch, what's going on? Make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to date and has some different information than what's on your resume. It's an opportunity to showcase your personality and helps recruiters better match you up. Yeah, LinkedIn is very important. Take your LinkedIn serious, take it professionally, but don't be afraid to comment, don't be afraid to post, but make sure you keep it professional and to be a representation that you want to present the world. So yeah, definitely have your LinkedIn on point. It says Marty Carlos. All right. Carlos, multilingual applicants. Okay, let me see. Dennis Bates, what's going on? HR Brent, shout out to you. That was a good point. Dennis Brent, many IT jobs will also have a technical interview. I agree. Dennis Jesse T says every time I see interview justice etiquette, I think of the movie Step Brothers. That's funny. All right, Dennis. Dennis Bay says, "Be confident, but don't oversell yourself." Yeah, definitely. Be confident. I think in business, one of the things that I've heard recently is that you want to undersell yourself. You don't want to be one of those people that walk into the interview um, saying you can do this, this, and this, and then you get in there and expecting Superman, but you're Clark Kent. You know what I mean? So definitely present yourself in an honest representation of your skills and your abilities. So, and don't be afraid to say that you need to learn something or you don't have enough information on something. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's really a good answer, but don't be afraid to, present yourself in a learning fashion that to say, hey, or lack of knowledge fashion. So just make sure that, hey, I don't really have a clear understanding of this, so I've never touched this device, but I would love to get my hands on it and get as much experience as possible so I can add value to your team. Say something like that. Let's see. There's a lot of questions in here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna try and wrap this up. We're almost there. Let's see, Marty set up knowledge base for comment. Set up in-house knowledge base questions. Okay. Let me see. Jesse T wearing the tux to a job requires you to clean toilets. Yeah, that's what it is. Jesse T wearing a tuxedo to a job that requires. Yeah, that's 2 chains. That's funny. Let me see. Yo, David Desir, what's going on? Shout out to the Dominican Republic. I appreciate you for tuning in. And Carlos, thanks, Dewan. No problem. Carl, thanks. Will do, bro. No doubt. Muhammad, Dewan, my friends Jonas and Bolivia are currently doing their CCNA. What is the best advice you give them? Thank you. Hey, Muhammad, I have several videos on how to approach getting your CCNA. Check. I'm sure one of my playlists will mention. I believe it's called. Let me see. Let me check my playlist real quick before I get off of this live stream. I believe if you go to my playlist, I have a playlist called CCNA. Is it Help? Yeah, I believe it's called CCNA Help on my playlist on my channel. And basically in there I talk about how to get CCNA certified. Now, let me see. It's me. I need work on it. Oh, no problem, Marty. It's all good. I'm going to plug you, man. And Rashad Wills, let me see. What do you know about the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act? Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. I think I know about that. Let me Google that real quick. I think this is where you get certified basically for free. Yeah, man, hey, Rashad, basically, I'm actually going to do a video on this act, but basically, depending on how much money your state has, they will pay for you and certain people to get certified in different fields for free. They'll fund the training and all that stuff. So I know people that's been through the program, but your state has to have the funding, even though it's a government program. So I'm actually going to do a video on this. I've been trying to get as much information as possible because it is a great program for those that can't afford to pay for training or pay for certifications. So I would definitely link this in a video when I do post it. And it should be here shortly because we are coming up on a new fiscal year in states and everything will be getting more money. So Robert Vance Jr. says, thanks for everything you do, man. You inspire us all. Hey, no problem, Robert Vance. So I'm actually about to get off of this live stream. I thank everybody for tuning in. Yo, shout out to Zach for hopping on at IT Career Questions. Marty, shout out to you for hopping on. I appreciate everybody's support. This has been dope. I hope that I answered a ton of questions in this interview live stream. So if you all have any questions beyond that, feel free to reach out to me. But before we get off, I see there's 31 people on here. Can you please like this video? When it's posted, please feel free to share it to somebody else if you feel like it will help them. And also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. I thank everybody for their support. I'm about to hop off of here. Peace.